Well, hello. I thought I'd open the pub. It's like an emergency opening, really. It's a lock in on a Sunday. I appreciate many of you have work tomorrow. I don't. I have a day off. I have 3 days off, and I feel like I'm going to need them to detox. Take me all the way through to the Monaco game, where hopefully we can batter Monaco and put our Champions League qualification on an even keel. So today's disappointment against Fulham. We're going to talk about the game, the lineup before the game, which was a little bit troubling. I thought that what we showed against Manchester United was that you could take 2 very important elements out of the back four and we could still play well. We're also going to talk about small margins. Listen, I'm as aware as the rest of you are that there are a lot of people out there who are very angry. And I want to raise a controversial point here, which is that, is this a sign of our progress? Is it a sign of quite extraordinary progress that Arsenal fans are losing their shit because we drew 1-1 with Fulham away? I understand it's not just the result. I'm hearing a lot of intelligent commentary around this and people saying, well, it's not just that we lost. It's the title race, obviously on paper is still on, but, it's the context, it's the fact that Liverpool didn't play. And I get all that. I understand all that. But if you want to talk about small margins, the smallest of small margins is that second offside, or the second goal we scored being offside. It's only just offside, but the first one was only just onside. And the reality is, I think both those decisions were right. So it is what it is, right? We didn't play as any of us wanted us to play, but that doesn't happen every single game. We lost some of our attacking guile and spirit. I thought there was some players who had off days, more than one. Arteta, I think, might... we're going to talk about all these things, of course we are. Selections, what he's doing. Is it the mega mind, galaxy brain thinking where instead of just doing the obvious thing, he has to do the slightly too clever thing and we see Thomas Partey at right back? I don't know. There are some issues which are concerning to me that keep coming back, that we keep talking about. Last year, we didn't trust the bench. You had the likes of Eddie Nketiah, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, and Fabio Vieira. And now he doesn't trust the bench, but it's a whole different bench. We saw him bring Miles Lewis-Skelly back into the squad, but I don't really see the point if he's never going to play him. Ethan Nwaneri getting a few minutes. Yes, this is live. Social joins. This is live. This is live. This is live. And you are live. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you're feeling. I think one of the things that always surprises me a little bit, Luca, if you're out there or you watch this in a bit, you're a bit too angry, and I'm getting tired of other people telling me I can't say that we're still in the title race. Yeah, I get the galaxy braining. I do think that, but listen, that today wasn't just about the wrong players being selected. Maybe they don't really know what they're doing when they come out into formations they're not as familiar with, but there was a lack of energy. I'm not saying it's not Arteta's fault. I think as a manager, you take the glory, you take the blame. But this isn't just about galaxy braining. I did find myself wondering if Odegaard hasn't slept since he had his baby son. Congratulations, Martin. Obviously, it's a huge life event. But my original question is this a sign of how far we've come? Because for most of my time supporting Arsenal, going away and drawing 1-1 with Fulham or a team similar stature is not necessarily the sort of thing that would have led to this much anger. Now that people are this angry, I wonder why, where it's come from, what expectation levels they have. And, to all the people out there that will tell me it's naive of me to say we can still win the title, I don't see why it's better to be wandering around going, we definitely can't. I think we all have to get to a place where we're just enjoying football. He ain't an offensive coach. There's several issues with his team, obviously. You cannot spend 90% of your attack down the right hand side. We don't use the full width of the pitch. True. But these things surface when people are having a pop at us. We won 4 games in a row, and I don't remember anyone making this big a deal about it. Is the team perfect? No, it's not. It's not a perfect team. I think where I want to focus my attention, can we start with the lineups? Because that's the obvious place to start. Because you put a team out there and they've got to turn up and do the business. And I thought we started brightly for the first 10 minutes, but it's one of those, where we're playing really well and then we concede. It was a beautiful goal by Jimenez. It was a brilliantly taken first. It was a good goal, right? But you can point to defensive frailty there. I think if you want to talk about galaxy braining first, the lineup is a good place to do that, because if you look on the bench, we do have, this isn't me advocating for Kieran Tierney, but if you're not going to play him today, when are you ever going to play him? You don't have a left back. You've got a right back. You've now had to move over to left back just so that you can play a defensive midfielder who's not really a right back at right back. I think it was dangerously overthought. I don't think I've ever really enjoyed Thomas Partey playing on the right of defence. I think his strengths are obvious. God knows I don't want him having another header on goal. He's shit at that, isn't he? But small margins, if he does score, we had our chances and we didn't take them. We didn't have enough chances and there wasn't enough being created from open play. It felt like a flat day. At the beginning of the game, I was watching it thinking, at least it's not like last year when we went to Fulham where the players aren't trying. It really felt like they were trying, but we were a bit out of ideas. Better game for Declan Rice. Kivior, a worse game. Timber didn't look as good as he normally does. Like I said, Partey, I just don't rate him at right back. David Raya only really had one shot to save and didn't. What's this? One thing Arsenal fans won't like is dog shite football, and Mikel continues to go down that road. Set pieces. We're just an overpowered Dyche team right now. No, we're not. Don't be silly. You can feel any kind of way you want to, but you didn't feel like we were an overpowered Dyche team against West Ham. I don't think you felt that way when we battered Sporting 5-1. And so just football is a bit shit at times. I don't know anybody who gets to follow football and enjoy every single match. I think there's so much. I think one of the problems we have at Arsenal as the fans, just the expectations. And part of that is because we are in touching distance. We are staring down the barrel of a very disappointing season. Of course we are. I understand that. I'm not an idiot. I've lived through plenty of disappointing seasons and only 5 that weren't really disappointing from league title terms. We go again against Monaco. There are some problems in the squad, but it's that kind of extreme flitting from one to the other. People just want it to be apocalyptic. Yeah, like you're saying here, Arsenal fans don't like dog shit football. No one likes dog shit football. Who do you know that likes dog shit football? Everton don't like it. Sometimes you play it a way that you have to. Don't think we did enough today. I think players who I've grown to really admire and like, and I'm glad to see in a starting 11, sometimes don't perform. I would say that my biggest concern, and I have several, my biggest concern is if you just never trust his bench. Just never, ever seems to trust players that could come on and make a difference. We are going to find ourselves embroiled in yet another conversation around Gabi Jesus. And I don't see how you can avoid it. It comes on in the 73rd minute. It did absolutely fuck all. Gabriel's got 3 goals this season. Jesus has got 1 this year. I know he's had injuries. I defend him because I love the football he plays, but it's got to fit the system and the context of the game. I don't think we did it today. I think the lineup, as I've said, is a desperate attempt not to play Kieran Tierney as a left back, but it's also an attempt not to play Miles Lewis-Skelly. So they shouldn't even be on the bench then. It's true also Aidan Heaven. He was never coming on. There was never a chance Aidan Heaven was coming on. But it also feels true to say Raheem Sterling's never coming on. I think a little bit of honesty here is important. When we don't make a signing, when we let Eddie Nketiah go and Reece Nelson go, then there is a feeling that we have to replace them, even with a like for like. To go out and get Raheem Sterling seemed like a cheap option. Well, it is a cheap option because Chelsea are paying his wages, but a cheap option where he covers two players. So we lose Eddie Nketiah, we lose Reece Nelson, we bring in Raheem Sterling. Not Nico Williams, not Rafinha, but Raheem Sterling. And I think there's a player in there. I'm not even saying I think Raheem Sterling is the wrong player. I'm just saying that if you don't ever want to play him, then you haven't replaced Eddie Nketiah, who you didn't want to play, and Reece Nelson, who you didn't want to play, with two players you want to play. So you are thinner on the squad. We play too much on the side of the pitch. There's no variation in attacks. That left-hand side is awful. Teams just have to block the right-hand side and the game's done. We don't use the left. We didn't in this game. It's true enough. I thought that I thought, to be fair, I said in the pre-match, I don't really like it when Trossard starts and Martinelli comes on. I far prefer Martinelli starting and Trossard coming on. In this game, Trossard probably shouldn't have been replaced by Martinelli when he was. I thought Trossard looked like somebody who could do something. But the options aren't really there. You know. I thought today, Odegaard not quite on his game. Saka really good. Probably one of the bright sparks, but I mean, that pass that no one was there to get on the end of. Even if you love Kai Havertz, I say I love Kai Havertz. He's totally surprised me. I think he's really good. And then he has a game like today. And you remember, like, good players have those games. But you need somebody off the bench that can do what he does. And we don't have anyone like that. You can't just put a whole 90 minutes burden on Odegaard and Saka. I don't think we did today. I don't think we put a whole burden on them. I think Declan Rice probably took on more, did more good in that game than anyone on the left. And I thought Trossard looked a bit busy. Problematically, though, it's not creating chances. You keep saying the social, man. You keep saying the same thing in just slightly different ways. I totally get it. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you that we are over-reliant on the genius of Bukayo Saka, and normally I put Kai Havertz, Saka, Odegaard together in that right-hand side, and we are quite good at breaking down teams. We weren't today. That's disappointing. When you say you can't do something after it didn't work, we're going to do it again. We're going to play those players again, and I don't think we necessarily switch the ball to the left as much as we want to, but it worked 4 games in a row, all right? So I think when you looked at the Sporting game, the goals were set up by that right-hand side, but cruising in on the left. I think we have a lack of quality on the bench, which means that we can't change. Listen, don't patronise me. I know 4 games isn't a season. I'm saying that look, I think I'm going to have to say it again. You want this to be one simple fix. You want this to be, it's all Mikel Arteta's fault. It's all the fault of him playing, expecting Odegaard and Saka to produce all the time, and just not even putting anyone on the left. There wasn't even a Leandro Trossard out there. Declan Rice wasn't playing well off the left. It was all we did was go down the right-hand side. You want that to be true. If you want it to be true, it's true. You must be infuriated when everyone doesn't see the world as straightforwardly as you do. I think there's more complicated than this. And one of the things that's more complicated about this is that no one's as pissed off as you seem to be if that second goal was onside. And I saw all kinds of people. I thought Deluded handled this brilliantly. Deluded Gunner is like absolutely brilliant at what he does. Lots of people going on there telling him, there's the army of people who are so impassioned that they can't see that no one else. You don't have to agree on things. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not expecting you to. But when you get so angry, this is the single biggest problem is Arteta. Well, hang on. Where were you 6 years ago when no one would have got this pissed off with us drawing 1-1 away to Fulham? when we were getting tanked 8-2 by Man United, when, we've had shit days and this ain't it. It's shit because you wanted it to be the title winning year and I do. You've decided it's not anymore and I haven't. I just haven't. And I'm not going to until there's no chance we can do it because I don't see any common sense. But don't go telling me 4 games isn't a season. 38 games is a season. I know that. I know that. So the fact I'm saying to you that there wasn't a problem on our left-hand side, it wasn't a problem all on the right-hand side. And if that goal had gone in at the death, we'd all be celebrating a win, 3 points, job done, and it wouldn't be a problem then either. And by the way, what I was saying, so that we're on the same page, is I do think we need options on the bench because I don't think Trossard and Martinelli are getting there. So if you went and signed a Nico Williams or somebody of that caliber, maybe it would be different. I don't think we're going to, by the way. But it is worth pointing out that it used to not be a disaster if we went away to a team in the top half of the table and got a draw. It only feels like a disaster because you anticipate that Liverpool are going to carry on winning like they have been. I don't know. I think James McNicholas puts this much better than I would. That every title-winning season has these moments where good fortune goes for you, and we don't seem to be having any of those this season. And I think we may have just had too many go against us. Not saying, that the offsides are necessarily it, but some weird moments where it could go one way or the other. This game was on a knife edge. We dominated possession without looking dangerous. And some players spookily, eerily absent. I've already mentioned Kai Havertz. Martin Odegaard. The Martin Odegaard of today, we wouldn't have missed. In fact, I think the substitutions, by and large, were probably fractionally late. Oh, God. Do you know what? Good to see you, Scott, man from tomorrow. It was simple, Dan. Timber, right back. Skelly or KT, left back, and Party back to DM. Yeah, it's really simple. Everything's always simple when you don't have to do it. So when it's not you making the decisions. Everything's always simple. Well, it's really simple. Like the fact that you or I might have done it, that's how we would have done it. Like I would probably never play Party, which you spelt wrong, back to right back. And I don't know why he's not playing Kieran Tierney. I don't know why they didn't really play Kieran Tierney at Real Sociedad. He was doing a bit, and then he got injured, and then they didn't want him. You don't get why he does it. I don't get why he does it. Rosie, Fandami Rosie. Bloody good to see you. Because other than, I think everyone else is going to be in a real piss, and I'm not up for it. This is a lock-in, people. I want nice cheerfulness, or what's the point? As to all this, I don't understand why he does it. It's like when a player's through on goal and makes the wrong decision. You go, I don't know why he did that. It's because you weren't there in the moment. You didn't have to make that decision in the moment. People make mistakes. I think Arteta might look at this today and say, I made a mistake. He does seem determined to play his favourite players, even out of position, over other players, which is why we've got such an unused bench. Raheem Sterling. Everyone is well, but just pissed off. Everyone now, every Arsenal fan now feels entitled to vent their spleen because we drew a game. I get it. It's not what I wanted. I wanted us to win the league. Now, thank you. Much better. So we had guests over this evening, and I did a starter, which was a wild mushroom sauce with bread dumpling, which is an Austrian specialty. And then I did a beef goulash with white dumplings, green beans, and a very delicious potato, or little set of potatoes, boiled and then sauteed. And our guests brought with them a delicious, sticky, marshmallowy meringue to die for. Okay, I'm going to read this one. I've backed him, mate, but honestly, when he does things like this, it's frustrating and almost like he underestimates teams like Fulham, or like the players do. Also, listen, the fact that you've backed him or not backed him, that's your choice. You back him or don't back him. I'm not asking you to back him. I'm not asking you to not back him. I'm saying that when you come out and say, I don't understand it, and this is so simple. When you're on the sidelines watching somebody do something, it is much simpler than if you had to do it yourself. Here we go. I'm not even mad at the game. Mikel Galaxy branding for 5 years now. It won't change. This team's poorly balanced, starting 11, the subs. What's new? It is quite new, social, that people get this pissed off when we just draw 1-1 away to a mid-table team. That's quite new. Our standards have raised. I know that I'm inviting the comment, we need to raise our standards. I don't know where that comes from or what kind of simple-minded attitude that is. Like the whole world would just be better if angry fans raise their... They're not well. They're both angry. They've both given Arteta long enough to win a Premier League title, and he hasn't done it. He's let them down. It's a disgrace, and they're angry about it. That's my guess, anyway. It was, listen, Rosie, it was a fabulous meal. I'm stuffed to the gills, and we ended up having an after-dinner conversation which went on longer than I was expecting it to because I was enjoying it so much. So I'm here a little bit later, but I thought I'd open it up because you never know who's around, and I have no work for the next 3 days. I've taken time off in the run-up to Christmas, and I just thought it'd be nice to see if everybody... here we go. What position was Jesus actually playing when he came on? I think Jesus is a player that doesn't really... He was on the left. He was playing on the left. I don't think he was supposed to be. Listen, as a person who makes a living managing other people, it's very well saying, blaming me for when they do something wrong. I take the responsibility for it. But at the same time, you go, like, of course I didn't tell them to do that. They just do it because people are like that, you know? You signed for 3 years, we just wait. Patiently, please. And with a little bit of optimism. And can we make being a football fan fun again? For fuck's sakes. It's such a miserable thing at the moment. I honestly... I'm not enjoying football as much because how fucking gloomy everyone is. I think you should have to... Hear this out for a minute. Before you get to be an Arsenal fan, you should have to be a fan of someone. You've got to be a Barnet fan, and then if you're a good fan and you're supportive and you enjoy the experience, you move up through the ranks. No more just picking a really big club and being pissed off when they don't win everything in sight, all right? You're upset about it. Enjoy the game, man. It was a shit game, this one. But we had a really good game against Man United 4 days ago. I was bloody thrilled with the Sporting 5-1. I was really pleased with the way we beat Nottingham Forest. Beating Nottingham Forest ain't for everyone. So, I mean, just everyone take... People say the word context today. The context of the title race. Context. Obviously, a draw is not as good in the context of a title race as a victory. There are 3 times more points for a victory than there are for a draw. But it used to be true in the George Graham era that you'd win your home games and lose your away games. Football is fun. I watch other over leagues and still enjoy football. It must be annoying for people who watch one league. Not really. Some people watch one league and have like other hobbies. Some people watch very little football and just do loads of other stuff. There's so much more to the rich tapestry of life than allowing yourself to be angry because something you want to happen didn't happen. I'm mostly positive, but it's just so frustrating. Jorginho should have been replaced at half-time. In your opinion, I don't know why more people don't apply to be Arsenal manager because we're all so clever. We'd all do it better. I have my opinions. You have your own opinions. I'm entitled to mine. You're entitled to yours. Your opinion is that... Jorginho should have been replaced at halftime. I think you could have made a case for a bunch of them. Gary, DWTT, please be in a good mood. Please be in a good mood. I can't deal with it. It's just so gloomy. It's fucking my team got hernia. Apoplectic with anger. Fucking do yourselves a favour. Just relax. All right? We had a bad result. We didn't lose. Make sure you're hitting like and subscribe. Jorginho, I don't think was as bad as Odegaard. I don't know where the 9 came from either. Maybe 5 and 4 had a baby. Party's been cooking at DM, so yes, put my right back. Well, you know, like we're all seeing the same thing. We're seeing that, you know what, though? Fulham are not a bad side. Can we? Let's start with. I'm gonna use a legal approach with some of these arguments because it's easy just to say something. Party's been cooking at DM, so yes, put him at right back. You can be frustrated, but we're grown-ups, Scott. We're grown-ups. Life is this, right? I get it when it's teenagers that get upset because they think that's what happens. That shit happens and you get. We all need to put ourselves up a little bit here and act like men and women. Because the people bitching it is typically men. But you know what I'm saying? We're grown-ups. Shit happens, even on a good day. You want a manager that doesn't make mistakes or does things exactly as you would do. I came in on the pre-match. I said I didn't like Thomas Partey right back. Turned out I was right. Well, does that make me a better manager than Arteta now? No, of course not. He's going to do things we disagree with. He applied for the job and got the job. We didn't. I didn't say it was a good result. And also, just stop getting so angry and actually just take a chill pill because your typing is all over the place. Fulham got beat by Wolves 4-2. Arsenal getting a draw is not a good result. I'm assuming you're saying not a good result. What kind of fucking logic is that? What kind of fucking logic is that? I don't even know how to deal with that. So the way it works is that Arsenal are a good side, so they beat Fulham. That means Fulham must be. Look, I tell you what, have a think about it and come back with something because Fulham are 10th. So we know how good a side they are. They've played 15 games, they're 10th. They've got 23 points, which I know is frustratingly 6 points off us. All right? So Fulham are not a shit side. They beat Brighton 3-1. Do you think Brighton are a shit side? Brighton went to Fulham and just got absolutely battered. 3-1. Could have been more, right? So are Fulham a good side or a bad side? I don't know. But we went there directly after that, 3 days after that, and frustratingly, were not as good as we needed to be to get 3 points. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Have to go out. Yep, bad day, we move on. That's all it is. Bad day, we move on. We didn't support the club for the good times. We support the club. We support the club. We haven't got knocked out of the cup. All these people saying, we're definitely losing the Premier League. I tell you what, take your shit to a bookie. I'm not doing it. Oh, I thought you were going to continue the trend of putting numbers in there. So, Galaxy Brain, Mikel Arteta, who has once again thrown away, even though it's only the 9th of December, it's thrown away our chance of winning the Premier League by playing Thomas Partey at right back, which I wish he hadn't. The biggest issue I have, and I think I'm not alone, but increasingly when it comes to football, I do think I'm somewhat alone because I don't get as pissed off as everyone else. It's not a life or death situation for me, if I'm honest. But what have we got to do? I mean, how does he not trust this bench? When Raheem Sterling came in, all I read about was, Mikel Arteta rates him. He's worked with him. He knows what he's getting out of him. This guy's he's got a great goal scoring record. He's still, I think, Pep Guardiola's record goal scorer at Man City. Or the person who scored the most goals under Pep Guardiola at Man City. Don't know where he's not even getting a sniff now, is he? I don't know what he's saving him for. He's not saving him for anything. He's basically getting as much game time as Emile Smith-Rowe. But then at the same time, I was hypercritical of Emile Smith-Rowe being sold, and I still wish he hadn't been. But he didn't look the business today either, did he? So some of our transfers, you'd have to say at least Arteta's getting right. It's a bad result for us. It's a dent to our title challenge, but it's not an insurmountable one. And do you know what? I haven't checked. This is bad. I haven't even checked. I think I might have predicted this. This might even be in my league prediction. Let's have a look. I don't think I was predicting Chelsea to come back from 2-0 down to absolutely batter Tottenham 4-3 in the end. I couldn't even enjoy that game. Isn't that bad? Yeah, no, I was predicting 3 points away to Fulham, and we got 1. Shit. It is shit. It is shit. I mean, it's shit that the only game of the weekend that was called off is one I was looking forward to most, probably. How different this would all feel anyway if Liverpool had lost. There'd still be the doom merchants saying we didn't capitalise on it, but, they'd be wrong. 4-3 to Chelsea. Yeah, what a game. Ange Postecoglou. Yeah, man, I like a win, but, it doesn't really matter. Could be worse, couldn't it? Could be a Spurs fan. I say that to people. Actually, yeah, that is serious, though. To everybody who's really pissed off with how it is at Arsenal, go on then. Jump ship. Where do you want to go? Chelsea. Fucking God help me if Chelsea win the league this season. But they have spent 1.2 billion. And all the people going about how much money Arteta spent and he hasn't won the league, well, there you go. Chelsea, by that logic, will win the league. Yes, the next game is Monaco. And that's on my birthday. So that's a definite win. I think we will win that. In fairness, I really do think we're going to win the game against Monaco. And then the flip-flops will be back out. Oh, yeah, and he'll probably play Thomas Partey and he'll score a hat-trick and everyone will go, I would have done that. Somebody else making decisions is much easier. That's why managers get paid the big money and get sacked a lot. How about Dan Ashworth, by the way? How about Dan Ashworth being sacked by Ineos, by Jim Radcliffe? He was on gardening leave longer than he was at Manchester United. How do you like them apples? Has anything else happened? I realised I jumped on this stream because I knew there'd be brilliant people around. Not people I'm going to agree with all the time, but people I care to hear from and like spending time with. So I didn't check any of the news, so I'm going to do that now. No, it's title rivals won't slip up like Cucurella, says Maresca. That's cheeky. I think Chelsea playing well, deserve to be where they are. But it's all at that stage of the season where it's not real yet. Do you know what I mean? It's like it was for us a couple of years ago, where the young players just they don't feel the pressure yet because there's not the expectation. People are when they went 2-0 down, I thought it could go like 4-0 to Tottenham. I don't understand what's going on at Tottenham. I won't pretend to. But so would you have Dan Ashworth as Arsenal technical director? I don't think he's even been mentioned. But in the run-up to him joining Manchester United, all you heard was how great he was. I don't know. I've said this before. I don't really know what a sporting or technical director does. I don't know how you evaluate one over the other. I guess you'd look at Dan Ashworth and say, he was at Brighton and they bought some good players. He went to Newcastle and they've bought some good players. He went to Man United and they bought some players, which I'm not even sure are shit players. If you look at, I think they overpaid for almost everybody, right? But Matthias de Ligt, maybe he's not a top quality defender, but maybe the plan was that, obviously the plan was that Ten Hag would get that out of him. Maybe that's a bit of a silly idea. The whole idea of giving Ten Hag the money to go and buy players, I think Manuel Ugarte, by the way, is a good signing. Mazraoui, I've liked what I've seen of him. Not necessarily seen everything there is to see of him. I think Glennie Yoro, I know very little about, but he's highly... it feels like they're trying to get their own Saliba. But Ugarte is a good signing. Joshua Zirkzee, I think is... I think he's a prospect. I don't know, But they have spent some money, man. They have spent... I don't know what they spent on Mazraoui. And De Ligt was about... It's about 200 million they spent. Oh, we've got a like from Facebook. Oh, Jason Kirby, thank you so much. Could have been a love. It was a like. But you click like and I send love. So thank you. Look at this. Thoroughly good bloke. GWTT. Second that, by the way. Social joins. Always good to have him here. And AFC I don't know that one. Who's that one? Who are you? Make yourself known. And thank you, Rosie. What did you make dinner-wise? Did you watch any football? Are you sick of football? There's not really a lot going on for Rangers, is there? The Mr. Arsenal podcast. Well, I was hoping he might be here, you know. I didn't tell it. I was very late. I appreciate it. I didn't do as much YouTubing as I should have done. I didn't watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. I did not see that. FCN. Oh, of course he is. New Zealand. Don't, silly me. AFCN Zook. Scott was one of the first people. I think, I can't remember. Yeah, it would have been Lee from Football Dad's Army was the first person I did a live stream with. There's been a few. Hopefully there'll be a few more. Anyway, so Manchester United part ways with us. Don't be harsh on yourself, Dan. You were the only 7 years late. What 7 years late? What? I didn't get that. 7 hours. No, that makes more sense. Yeah, no, I know. I'm so sorry. I couldn't. It was one of those. Yeah, I had cooking to do. It was, you know, what was really good is like when everyone got here, I didn't have any more cooking. Everything was done. Everything had been, everything had been washed up. It was we all sat down, had a lovely meal. Just good banter and, a bit like here, really. This is what I love about here. But it is tough to open up on a night where everyone's a little bit grumpy and fractious and everybody knows what should have happened and didn't. C'est la vie, eh? So what did you cook, Rosie? What was the weekend? Miss Melina. Oh, that'd be nice if Miss Melina popped in. See, for Jose and Miss Melina, this isn't such a bad time of day, is it? So hopefully we'll get a visit. Always nice to see them. What was the dinner that you made? And I'm stuffed, by the way. I pared it right down. I did 3 little new potatoes each. No beer at the table because I only had 1 left. I found a can. I thought I'd had 6 cans. I had only taken 5. Miss Melina is out with her family at a restaurant. Oh, that's a good way to spend a Sunday evening. I think we can all agree on that. But does she know that I'm live? Maybe she could pop us on the. But perhaps somehow you could have it on the phone, couldn't you? You could maybe if she knew she'd. I'm just saying. I'm sure her family are really interesting and everything, but a chance to spend time with us. All that being said, and I know I promised this and didn't deliver, but I have 3 days off. Video content, live streams, and of course, I will not be live streaming the Monaco match, but I might jump on right after. And as we run up to Christmas, and you know what? Or I might not if everyone's in a piss again. Arsenal fans are easy to upset, aren't they? They're very easy to upset. I mean, you don't even have to play too badly because I don't think we played well tonight. But I wouldn't say it was a bad performance. It wasn't. We didn't lose. We didn't lose, and I thought for a bit we might, and then I thought for that shortest period of time, I thought we'd actually got all 3 points, and I didn't feel like we deserved them. But who cares if you get them, right? Frustratingly, still only 2. Well, we only 2 points ahead of Man City, and they've been bobbins. So we've got to win our next few games. We know that. How are Rangers doing? I didn't check. But yeah, let me know what you had for dinner. I started watching the film Papillon, the original, with Dustin Hoffman, Steve McQueen. Oh, here we go. Oh, this sounds good. I made meringue roulade, but I fluffed it up. How'd you fluff it up? I can't do anything like that. Phil, who brought over the meringue tonight, it's just a genius. It's vanilla-y, sticky, gooey, crunchy perfectness. And we had it with all like fruit and stuff, but me, it's just the meringue. And then king prawn rolls for lunch, an easy baked potato for dinner, as Zach was at his girlfriend's. What did you have on it? Do you know what is the best thing to have on a baked potato? Chili and cheese, beans and cheese, tuna and mayo. Chili and cheese, isn't it? It is chili and cheese. All are good though. Beans, always good. I shouldn't really talk about food. I'm absolutely stuffed to the gills. So I haven't looked at any of the other channels. Martin Odegaard makes blunt title race assessment after. Do you know I haven't watched? Oh, do you really? Are you really playing Spurs? Are you really? Oh man, should we do a watch along? Should we do a watch along? Come on. Can I cheer Rangers? Yes, I can cheer on Rangers, actually. I know that my family are Celtic, but we're not really, you know. My granddad left Scotland because he didn't like all that and he needed work. And so, it's all right. I'm not getting into the whole, I had ham, cheese, and a fresh salad with garlic and herb dips. It's too healthy. The salad just gets in the way. What you want is ham and cheese just on its own. Fresh salad, garlic and herb dip, though. I tell you why I had, I ordered myself a McDonald's because I was on my own yesterday, and I just watched films and did very little, and it was nice. But I ordered it. They delivered me a McDonald's, not like a full one. I just needed a chocolate milkshake. I just needed because I didn't have any dessert in the house, and but they do these chicken. It's got these 5 chicken strippers. God, they're really good. Not sponsored by McDonald's. Unofficial unsponsor. Da. I'm loving it. We've got 8 people in. Come on, man. Hit of the like button and make of the subscribe your friends. I wonder who else is about. Oh, do you know what? I think we've lost a subscriber. Yep, lost a subscriber. It's a heartbreaker when that happens. Cheese needs to be melted as I don't like it. Yeah, my eldest is like that. For a long time, he won't eat cold cheese. I kind of get it. I just like cheese. Dear. I made a chocolate milkshake last weekend. I made a banana one on Saturday. My missus, I saw she's bought in like 2 dozen bananas because on my birthday, I've made a promise she's making. It's just a really simple banana ice cream type thing. Get these frozen bananas. I don't know if this is how you do it. She puts bananas when they're just past what people like to eat, which is a bit early for me. I don't mind them brown skin, but she puts them in the freezer, cuts them up, and then she blends that with cream. And it's just a really simple milkshake, but my God, it's delicious. I lost 3 tonight with the space of one stream. People can't take my humor. Oh, really? Well, no. Do you know what it is? To be honest with you, there's a lot of people who, when you do on the, it's really the videos that get the subscribers. Like events like this, if I don't tell anyone I'm going live, then how do they know? How do you know? You must get notifications. Obviously, not everyone who gets notifications comes on, but nobody who doesn't get notifications comes on. So maybe use a comment. Maybe you should comment. There's like 8 of you watching. I don't know how many of you have clicked like or subscribe. Maybe all of you should do. But that'd be a really interesting way. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also on, is it the best way to use banana? Mrs. Yes, it is. Yes, it definitely is. I'm already worried about my birthday. Now I'm going to eat too much again. Christmas is like this, though, isn't it? This is the season where you stay in. It's fucking cold out. You're indoors, and there's snacks a go. I didn't eat anything all day except I was constantly tasting and picking, which is actually worse, isn't it? Always worse. Oops, excuse me. Just turn the lights off. When the lights go out all over I made a banana chocolate loaf. Zach loved it. Banana chocolate loaf. Right. That sounds really nice. Does that have the chocolate? Is it layered? I mean, what kind of chocolate? What's going on? Talk to me. And I will light up the world. I was going to have a quick look for Mikel Arteta's press conference. What's my watch saying? Oh, it's saying charge me. How angry would you be if you were a Spurs fan? I watched a little bit of expressions. I mean, they lost to. I mean, did they? I think they do. They do hate Chelsea more than us. I'm almost certain of it. Well, maybe they don't. Maybe they hate us equally. But the thing is, they get so badly beaten by Chelsea so often. Can I honestly see Postecoglou making it through the... Oh, hello. Cocoa powder, chocolate chips, bananas and raisins. Oh, I'd leave the raisins out. They're just disappointing. They're not chocolate. I'm not saying I don't like raisins. I just... When you put them in with chocolate, they're just... Actually, it does work with chocolate. Ignore me. Carry on making your delicious food as you were before. So, wo ist Mikel Arteta? Gunner Blog wrote, too many marginal moments are going against us. And that's what I kind of agree with that. But I think you make your own luck in life. We're relying on marginal moments more than... I like a fruit and nut. What do you mean the Cadbury's? I like a fruit and nut. I like a fruit and nut, me. Arsenal's not on the huge clash. Arsenal not built a good enough squad. Okay, you can say that now. That's fine. We all agree on that. It's not. You can't argue with people who say that we haven't built a big enough squad. There's no point in arguing. I don't know why people try and argue with things you can't argue against. I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know why we haven't. I mean, Arteta, if you give Arteta all the credit for whoever gets signed by Arsenal, we've done all right, man. Then we have done all right. We've signed some good players. Full show, some good players. But at the same time, we haven't signed all the good players we need. We also have let some players go when we don't really have anyone backing them up. Everyone's on YouTube. No one's watching on Facebook. But Jason Kirby left a like on Facebook. Facebook people go to bed way earlier than YouTubers. Why is that? 5 things from Fulham, Arsenal. Shocked. Robbie AFTV. Oh, here we go. Was anyone upset that Mikel Arteta looked like he was taking it all in his stride? He wasn't too upset about it. Is that annoy anyone? I think some of the people who don't like Arteta won't like him even if he wins the league. But I'd love to find out. You know that thing I was doing with expressions the other night and freezing him in really dodgy poses? What about this now? What about what I'm doing now? See what you think of this. That's an expression to freeze, isn't it? Oh, the Sasky Kuna. What about fruity nuts? What about fruity nuts? Nothing wrong with fruit and nuts. Hey, dairy milk, fruit and nuts. Sunday night football starting. Oh my God. You know what? I saw the Rams are playing. Did they win? Are they still playing? Those games go on for fucking ages. It goes on for fucking ages. I do like a bit of American football. Why do you call it American football, though? What does it actually have to do with football? When you come up with a different name for it. Rams. I don't know anything about... were they playing the Bills? Oh, look at that. 2-point win. And what difference does it make? Is there any This is just game week 14. Can they qualify for anything? Please tell me. I am interested. I just don't know enough about it. Okay. So here we go. Kroenke's Rams upset the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, because there is Canadian football too. And even that's not football. It's not the American portion of it that gives me consternation. It's that someone would watch a game like that and think the most logical thing to call it is football. It's not. Catch ball, run ball, charge ball, grown men bashing into each other. There's lots of names for it. Sumo ball, but it's not football, is it? I mean, apart from the Europeans who come on to keep the point afters. Okay, so this is Munificent Leader.
We got said that we didn't win it because
good. So that's good. Oh man, you're right. It is my fault. I didn't come by for the Arsenal watch along. I watched the. Oh god, yeah. You know. I'm a terrible, terrible person. I used to be more like rugby, Canadian football, more kicking. It used to be more like rugby, Canadian football's more kicking. Well, that's not good. The bits I like American football are the long Hail Mary passes into the end zone. Running backs like Marshall Faulk just running through everyone. Or in my day was Walter Payton. God, how old I am. How old I still want to be.
I think we absolutely deserve to win the match from the beginning till the end. We did almost everything that we had to do to win it, but this is the quality of the opposition. With one chance they score a goal, and then the margins of the league as well, which for millimeters, he is sitting with 3 points after I think a very, very strong and dominant performance. A really, really good team. That's how we feel.
Why are Fulham so hard to break down? 3 games in a row.
Well, they are really well organized, and because
seems like the wrong person to ask that question, doesn't he? Why can't you beat Fulham? I don't know. I really wanted to. In other news, was robbed. Martinelli offside. Tusk. Some people gave him so much shit for that. Like he's fractionally. I mean, it wasn't offside. Yeah, but it is annoying. Like in the heat of the moment, of course you're annoyed with the player offside. I'm a bit annoyed with Martinelli anyway at the moment. Martinelli and Trossard. I'd quite like Carrie Underwood singing. Huh? Well, that I didn't understand. I didn't understand that comment. Young man, you've not made sense to me. I am going to work on my Brian Clough until I get it right. You can all help and join in.
But this is football.
Carrie Underwood. Do I know Carrie Underwood? Martinelli offside. Tusk. Carrie Underwood singing. The name rings a bell. I shan't pretend I know who Carrie Underwood is.
When we played them last year at home, I think it was the margin of probability was enormous for us. It's football. They scored 2 goals out of 0.4 expected goals. But that's the quality of every position. So you cannot cry about it. It's the reality of this league, is the beauty of this league as well. But the beauty of this team as well is how they are able to play in these conditions against team today, every 3 days, even with circumstances and players playing in different positions. So I'm very happy for that.
Another set piece goal, but what's missing from general play? Is it just a lack of clinical edge just to finish a game?
We did almost everything that we had to do to win it. But this
no, technical fail.
It feels like there's so many things that have gone against you this season. How hard is it to not feel like everything's going against you?
Yeah, let's not get into the victim mentality. She singing the opening Sunday night football carry pretty hot country music singer. Okay. Oh, she won American Idol. Did she now? Okay, well, let me look her up then. Oh, my search history will look. Carrie Underwood. She looks a bit like Britney. When did she win the... yeah. I guess without listening to her, she doesn't look familiar to me. Without listening to her, I could say I'm not sure it's going to be my cup of tea, but what difference would it make? And right. Oh, Canadian hockey player Mike Fisher. Don't know him. Marty's not a wide player. He should be an inside forward playing left back and left centre back. He's regressing out wide, playing far away from goal, wasting time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he hasn't grown as we would have hoped he would do. I don't know if it's straightforward. I think it's just easy to go, oh, you know what? He doesn't want to play inside. That's the biggest issue. He's shown no interest in playing through the middle, and Arteta's shown no interest in turning him into a player through the middle. And seasons come, seasons go. Last season, I thought he really struggled without Xhaka. I think we're looking for really Marino to come in and replace him there. I don't really understand what the plan is. Like, honestly, Marino surprised me a little bit. Calafiori surprised me a little bit. But what is the plan? Everybody's fit, no injuries, everybody's 100% fit. Who is Arteta's starting 11? Or is it just one of those really irritating things where he'll say, it depends on the team we're playing? In which case, I don't really... That's a very Pep Guardiola way of doing it, isn't it? Where he doesn't have just a first 11. But even Pep, you could say, these are the first 11. Saskia Guna with speed, Gabby, but not finishing much. Not finishing enough, definitely. He's under his expected goals, which is shit. But do I feel... I did think Raheem Sterling could give him a run for his money, but he just doesn't get... I don't know what Raheem's doing on the training pitch. I don't know, maybe he just doesn't come. Maybe he just doesn't turn up. Maybe Arteta will tell us.
Well, but that's the quality of position. We cannot feel sorry about ourselves. What we have to do is stand up for ourselves and have this kind of performances away from home against a really good side. And normally you don't see this kind of games when they play here, and continue to improve. And now look at those margins and what can we do better? So then the opposition have zero chance to get nothing out of the game. That's the objective.
I know it's still early, but with Liverpool not playing, it's like a good chance to
put
a bit of pressure on them. Does it feel like an opportunity?
We really want it. We have good momentum, and obviously it was a really crucial moment for us to go for it. We certainly did. We certainly tried, and we were so close to do it, but unfortunately we didn't manage to achieve it.
Is the pain you feel now more because obviously it was an opportunity to make a full point? Is that why they feel more pain?
Yeah, but as well because we want to win, and we want to win deserving to win, and we want to win against any kind of opposition. And when they are able to change something, we are able to adapt.
No, not down the left, not down the middle, left inside forward. I don't see him there. Sorry, I don't see him winning the duels. I think it's stalled a little bit for him. Confidence might be an issue, but I think his best position is out wide on the left. I didn't think he was the worst player today. I'd say that. I didn't think he was the worst player. I thought he played all right. I was surprised. The starting lineup surprised me. I went on record before the game, so we all know we can all see what I thought of the starting lineup. But I still thought we'd beat Fulham. I think it's a 2-1. Trossard, I don't know. Trossard seemed to be getting in the game just as he subbed him. Might have been nice to see Trossard. I don't know. Kai Havertz, he could have probably taken off at half-time. Martin Odegaard could have probably taken off at half-time. Thomas Partey doesn't really work as a right back. I know he doesn't. This is the other thing. On that right-hand side, he's just not. Yeah, he's not shielding the defence enough. But then they didn't really have the chances, did they? They weren't like all over us. It wasn't like we didn't have a lot of shot stopping to do. Chargers at Taylor Swift's KC Chiefs tonight. What do you mean Taylor Swift? She doesn't own the... Does she own the Kansas? I know nothing. You could tell me anything. Make sure if you're watching this at the moment or you're on playback that you're subbing and pressing that like button. Very well said. Give him just a little more time. Wanyeri will certainly grow. I think, listen, Wanyeri looks good. Why he doesn't get more game time now is a bit of a mystery. You've got to look at it and go, Odegaard, even in the tunnel, he looked distracted. He's just had a baby. Well, he hasn't. His missus has. But probably hasn't slept. I don't know. Like, maybe he's having an existential crisis and going, what is football? What's it all about? What are we doing here? Why aren't I with my child? I don't know. I doubt it. But he didn't look good today. Didn't hook him early enough. Ethan is ready now. Well, he should be asleep now. See what I did there, Gary? I'm being so witty. Yeah, no, I think he's ready. I think if you're good enough, you're young. If you're young and you're good enough, you're old enough. All of that. I want to see him play more. But it's a brave move, isn't it? Chucking him on. You'd have to take off. He did take off Odegaard, but he left it as late as he could. And then it wasn't really worth doing. Maybe he'll address that now.
Perhaps, and still be so dominant and so good in the game. So that's the thing. It's more about us because we don't know what the opposition is going to do. But if we continue to play at this level and dominate and be the threat that we are, we're going to win a lot of games.
On the three injured players, Chenko, Gabby, and Ricardo,
Yeah.
is there...
So that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, he's kind of touched on the real problem here is when he says we'll win a lot of games, that's not enough. People aren't unhappy because they want you to win more than... They want you to win every game. You have to win every game. Pounding that drum. At halftime, I was thinking Odegaard probably has a lot on his mind and it's okay, I understand. Let him wear... Yeah, listen, we're on that one. I totally agree with you. It's always a brave decision. You wonder if he might come on and do something. I don't think right back with top Party right back was bad. You can't have so many slow down, touch heavy players. Party, how many players do you need to slow down play? That's not enough quick passing. Yeah, I don't think we had enough quick passing. But I don't think Thomas Partey played well either. I'll say that. I don't think I've ever really seen him play well at right back. I think you want him in front of the back for stopping people getting past. All the things I was saying after the Man United game, which was look how far we've come. You can take three players out of our centre defence, and we're still grinding out wins. Man United aren't a very good side. We saw that yesterday. Well, what is now the day before yesterday. They, I don't know. I mean, it's so bad. They sacked their technical director at great expense 5 months after he started work. And, just a couple of months after they sacked their manager. Things are not all going well. Partey at right back hurts the midfield. I'd rather have one line that's performing midfield of Odegaard, Rice and Partey works. Trossard up top proves he's a bench player. Yeah, Kivior. It's not Kivior. I thought was better tonight. Not good though, and I don't think he wants to be there, does he? And I think Timber looks great at right back. You've got a great right back. You've got Miles Lewis-Skelly on the bench. You've repurposed him as a left back. You have got Kieran Tierney on the bench, who is a left back. You may not love him, but you don't have to change anything. If you just bring in Kieran Tierney, then you've got Tierney, Timber, Kivior, Saliba. You can have Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in midfield. Listen, we can all agree or disagree. I do think there is an element of overthinking going on. But at the same time, I'm not in training every day, all day. So I don't see how it looks in training. And as much as it is all Arteta's fault, because everything is his fault, he's in charge, as much as that is true, players come out and disappoint. Sometimes you send them out to do one thing and they don't just quite get it done. He's not responsible for why they suddenly do stupid things. yes, Skelly or Kieran Tierney, who have performed for Arsenal, Arteta, complicated, overthought things. I think, let's say my job, and it isn't my job, but let's say my job was to be his number one defence counsel, and make a case for Arteta's lineup today. Because he has a coaching staff, they would have given their opinions on it. Maybe it wasn't even his idea. Maybe it was Steven Berg's idea. I don't know. But even if you're a massively pro Arteta, even if you think he's doing a fantastic job, even all of that considered, yes, I think most of us feel as though it was needlessly complicated. And I agree with you that Arteta complicated, overthought things today. I just feel like he did. I just feel like every time Thomas Partey plays at right back, there's a better solution. Every time we shuffle everybody around, we break up the patterns of the way they play, right? Every single time. I mean, Kai Havertz had a bad game. So, okay, he wasn't really making the connections that we wanted him to. He barely touched the ball. For all that we always say about him running off the ball, winning duels, he didn't do that today. So he should have probably been hooked. Conceivably at halftime. But certainly before the 74th minute. And then the problem is when you bring Gabby Jesus on, and he's playing down the left, it just felt like, I know socially we were saying about everything was down the right, but we were putting people on the left. Gabby Jesus, what do you do? What do you do now? We can't sell him. We won't make any money. But he had one accurate pass in coming on. It was just a pointless exercise bringing on Gabby Jesus at the moment. Arsenal need 20 shots to hit the 2-3 goal mark. Our opponents need 1 to 2 chances. And Newcastle, for example, yeah. We don't have any. I mean, I think we were saying this start of the season, end of last season. Trossard seems like our best finisher. I don't think he still does. He's lost something. Jesus for Kai was a downgrade, or we've given up sign. And yeah, I do agree. I definitely didn't inspire me. But by that point, I don't think anything could inspire me. I wasn't screaming at the television. I wasn't furiously angry. I was just like, it's shit, this, isn't it? It is shit. It's not quite as bad as Fulham last year. Obviously, we got a point. It's not the worst performance I've ever seen. It isn't quite bad enough to say that all the players played badly, because they didn't. I thought Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice were good. They didn't all play badly. I didn't think Jorginho had a bad game, and Saliba looked good. There were a couple of moments from Saliba which were outstanding. The rump of the team, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and like we've all said, overthinking, galaxy brain, whatever you want to call it, definitely an element of that today, wasn't there? Put it another way, of the people here assembled, would anyone else have put Thomas Partey at right back? Why is he doing it? If I step outside of it, listen, the obvious thing I'd say on this is, like, we don't see them in training. Arteta's paid the big money because he's spent his life in football, learning how to do it, got the trust of the Cronkies. And he has taken us from being a team going absolutely nowhere with a load of mega well-paid shitheads. That's what it felt like. I'm being a bit cold. To a team where I actually quite like everybody. But there is an evolution to that. And I think Martinelli I liked 2 years ago, I'd like to see again. I didn't see it last year. And I'll put that down to Granit Xhaka not being there. He's not doing it this year. And we still don't have, we have Declan Rice may not be the guy for that left eight. I'd quite like to see if they are going to play Jorginho and Declan Rice together. I think it would make more sense to me if they play Jorginho further ahead. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. You'll let me know.
Any chance that they're going to be back from
I hope, but it's more a question for the doctors and the physios to understand where we are. We're missing a lot of players in the back line. The good thing is that whatever we put there, they respond. They respond in the best possible way with a great attitude and I think with big performance as well.
Okay, well, that's I think the ninth different defence back four that we've named this year. How much of disruption is that?
Yeah, it is. You know. Oh, what's he having? What is he having? Is he having? Actually, don't tell me. There's some. Shall I do my mystic Dan thing? 1 second. I'm getting. Oh, there's a fish. Is it fish tomorrow? Or is it ham? Ham and cheese. Ham and cheese. Ham and cheese piece. No idea. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Well, it's not ideal. We know that when we have consistency there, how much that's giving us as well. But that's a different season. It's bringing different challenges. We are trying to face them in the best possible way. The players are certainly doing the same, and we're going to continue on that route.
I know you said it's difficult to break Fulham down, but are you happy with the amount of chances you're creating for one play? Or is that something that you think you've not yet quite hitting?
It's never enough if you don't score 3, 4, 5. We want to improve in everything that we absolutely do. And if they played 11, 12 direct balls there, I want to win 11. If they put 12, 12. With the high press and they will release the unit outside, they want to play 6 times, 6 times. And we manage again, we want to manage again 100%.
I do drift off a little bit. Do you know what I was thinking this the other day? We have like a set piece coach. Could we have a press conference coach? I like Arteta, but just a bit of variation because it's just getting boring. You know, he says all the. Just it'd be nice if he came out and went fucking gutted. That prick Martinelli, why didn't he stay on side? Not really that I want him to say that, but you know what I mean. Mixed pepper rice, tandoori chicken, hot sauce, McCoy's brunch bars, and girly car. Aww. That sounds like a bloody hell, Rosie. Mixed pepper rice, yes. Tandoori chicken, go on then. Hot sauce, what hot sauce? What are you talking about? Hot sauce. Whoa! Please join me in welcoming in. And he does get this because, look, why are you at work? We're live. It's live, Jim. I'm at work. How long are you at work for? That sucks. That really does suck. I was supposed to be live all weekend. I've been really shit. I will try and the normal schedule on Tuesday. I'm going to be live tomorrow night. I'm going to be live Tuesday night, and then I'm going to be live Thursday night, and then on the weekend. Greetings and most profound salutations of the season to you. What is this? What is this Bats Perry hot sauce? The Nando's. Oh, I see. Only ever had one Nando's. I think it's where young people go on dates before sex or something. I've heard. I don't know. Nando's. It's cheap, but not too cheap. It's not a chicken shop cheap. It's not chicken shop day. But it basically is.
This is football.
It's of course fine margins, but in some ways it showed how you use Gabby as well at the back. Such a big presence and adds a lot to the team as well.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the performance of Jakub as well, and we have to change the whole unit.
Okay, hold the phone. He's really pleased with the performance of Jakob. He just called him Jakob, which is correct, by the way. It is incorrect to call him Jakob. I keep doing it by mistake. Jakob, I don't think he was terrible, but I don't think I'd say I was really pleased with his performance. I don't think he won a single ground duel. Lots of touches. No, I don't think he did well enough at all. But when you're up against a team that's only got one person up front, did we need 4 at the back today? There you go. I said it. I'm questioning everything today, but I'm not angry. Dan, Gary Rosie, 100%. Why are you at work? Don't be at work. I've been in Nando's once, overhyped. When you say it like that, it makes it sound like you went in there, but you didn't eat. Have you been another shit day at the office? Yeah, it was. Although, can we say, Jose, that we've come a long way if just getting a draw out of a team that's, above mid-table is a disaster? I know it's, Liverpool, relentless, blah, blah, blah. But we're all applying that Manchester City standard to Liverpool now. I think they could have lost yesterday, if they played. I think I was really expecting, in which case we haven't dropped any further behind them. They could still play that game and lose it. They might play that game without Salah. They might get a little run of injuries. They've been all right for injuries. They've had a few, but nothing hugely consequential. I looked at the entrance and pissed off. At least he didn't piss in. Oh, Mikel Arteta.
Jakub there and Julian on the left that he's never played before, and Thomas as a fullback. And okay, he does it. Georgie comes in and it was excellent. I thought, that's it. They are not available, and we have to respond to that. And I'm very happy.
I'm getting tired, guys. I'm actually fading. I don't remember last time I listened to one of Arteta's press conferences and was like, wow, this is good. And I'm not trying to dig him out. I'm just not trying to jump on the anti-Arteta thing tonight. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying we have a set-piece coach. Could we please look into getting a press conference coach? Just somebody who steams in and goes, I've got this, Mick. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Hang on, let me answer this question. Let's go. Let's do proper Arteta press conference.
That's a lot to the team as well.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the performance.
But
it's never enough if you don't score 3, 4, 5. With the high press and we release the unit outside, they want to play 6 times. And we manage again, we want to manage again 100%. This is football.
So, of course, fine margins, but in some ways it showed how you use Gabby as well at the back. So, obviously, he's a big presence and adds a lot to the team as well.
All right, so the question is, does it show how much we miss Gabby at the back? Yeah, obviously. Yeah, he's my first choice left centre back. My second choice left centre back is not nearly as good. This is why I play Gabby and not Jacob. I still don't feel like I want to sell Jacob to Italy because fuck him, he's mine. I'm not a fan of Nando's for the reason I'll never order pasta in a restaurant. Costs buttons to make and can make it better at home. Well, that's true. That is true. That's true. You can't argue that because pasta is one of the and some of the best pastas. Like when you have carbonara at a restaurant, it's a little bit like it'd have to be amazing, wouldn't it? They'd have to do something a bit truffle oily to it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the answer to that question.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the performance of Jakub as well. And we have to change the whole unit. Jakub there and Julian on the left that he's never played before, and Thomas as a fullback. And okay, he does it. Georgie comes in and it was excellent.
What about if we played Kai Havertz in goal and we played David Raya because he's got great distribution? He could be a left back. I think if it was me, I wouldn't have played Thomas Partey right back. I probably would have. Anything more than £3 a bowl is unacceptable. Good luck with that, then. Yeah, no. Depends what's in it. Like if it's a ragu or something. But there are some See, some of the best meals I've had. I remember a brilliant 5-course meal in Venice. That was quite a lot more than £3 a bowl. But Italians don't eat pasta like that anyway. Pasta's a part of a long course. They don't have big bowls of pasta. That's a very that's an Americanization of Italian food. And actually, pasta, for most of Italy's short history as a country, formed as it was in 1870, I think it was unified in 1871, could be 2. But in those days, Italians ate far more rice than pasta. I love Italian food. Don't get me started on Italian food. I fucking love it. Let's see what Arteta thinks.
Excellent. I thought that's it. They are not available, and and we have to respond to that. And I'm very happy the way the team did.
Is there a positive in that, in the way that your players can adapt to play different positions? Some teams can't really struggle more to do that.
Spaghetti bolognese, £10 to £50, costs the same as I could cook for about 18p. Bloody hell. You're not a fan of Italian food? Oh. Rosie, I don't think that could be true. What about your arancinis and your veal escalope and your saltimbocca? With tiramisu, I'm sure you like a tiramisu, don't you? I've gone you for Janae Doubtfire again. What about a lovely bit of... I think Italian food rocks. Some of the cheeses, I'm thinking of ricotta di bufala, burrata, scamosa. God, I like Italian food. I really like Italian food. Tortellinis and I do think a lot of it you can make at home. Pasta al funghi. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't like coffee. Tiramisu. You got to try the tiramisu. I don't know why I'm doing a Greek accent. Italian obviously is different. Mamma mia. I love my pasta, but I could take it or leave it. Well, bolognese. There's no such thing as bolognese, really, if you're being pedantic. But the idea of spaghetti with a meat ragu on it and loads of Parmesan cheese. Come on now, come on. That's good eating right there. Lasagna, obviously. Any risotto al funghi, or the way they cook vegetables. I think Italian people, olive oils. My favorite olive oils are still Greek, but Italian food, man. Great produce. I think it's not really the recipes, it's more like an Italian tomato, pomodoro. The breads, the cheeses, the salamis, they make a good salami. Milano, they make good salami. And gelato. Come on. We wouldn't be eating ice cream if it wasn't for the Italians. Someone's going to correct me on that. That's why you need Zanti Barbarian here. Why is Jose at work? It's not fair. He should be chilling. He should just be chilling. With the night owls, we're here. Do you know what? I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. Is that awful? I'm so sorry. Oh no, that's not what I'm looking to do at all. It's this. This is what I was thinking of. Welcome to the Good Channel. Shut the door. We're here. We're having a late night lock-in. Drinks are free all night if you hit like and subscribe. Unsponsored by Staropram racing across the screen. That's what happens when I get tired. Don't rush to thank me all at once over the music.
Yes, it starts, I think, with the will that they have, because they understand and recognize the situation that we are in, that we've been in since the start of the season, and trying to help the team, but really feeling
yes,
asking them to do things that they never
that is
done.
a perfect description of what this music is evoking. Bam. Oh, I'm flagging. You know what it is? I'm 1:45. I've tried everything. I've tried the music, I've tried the unofficial unsponsor. I feel like we need to come back and do this all over again tomorrow night, huh? every night this week, 10:30. That's pretty good, huh? 11 likes is 8 people in. Some of y'all have been taking likewise. I love that you do this. Rosie, what do you reckon? 10:30 tomorrow? Is that a good time for us all? Well, if I could go behind here, I didn't know I could do that. Now you see me? Not so much. Make sure you're subbing, guys. If you don't want to be counting the fingers you haven't got, hit a bloody like and subscribe. I would do it for you. I do that for those of you who 8 viewers, 1:45 people. We've got night owls. Are you not feeling? I'm feeling. Rosie, this music's making me feel absolutely ready to. I think I ate too much, but I'm gonna listen to the end of Arteta. No, I will not be late. I'm not. As a rule, come on. The Tuesday night's always 10:30. The Thursday night's always 10:30. It's when I say I'm going to do it, and then I just go, oh, I'm tired. So many other commitments, you know. I'm cooking up a storm. I'm watching films. I'm so glad I did this live, though. It's been great. Got a bit, you know, everyone's got a bit heated at the beginning with their different opinions and why Arteta's not doing what they wanted him to. But thankfully, you turned up, and it's been good since then. But let's do this again 10:30 tomorrow, and I might even throw a little food thing together tomorrow as well. I'm not going to do it. I'll make these decisions and I'll make them. But for all of you watching after the event, I know it's hard work. I just make it seem like hard work. That's all. It's like some of these guys do like 8 hours straight. Who knows? Who knows? I was going to do that on Saturday, but taxing on the brain. What little is left. Well worth it though. So until I see you tomorrow at 10:30. Hopefully Jose's not still working. Hopefully we get down to Barbarian. I'm going to advertise it. I'm going to advertise it first thing in the morning. Do a little thumbnail. Do all that. Maybe do what Luca Talks Ball does, which is brilliant. I don't know how he does clips and everybody in it, and then everybody knows where it's going to be. Maybe I'll do that. Should I do that? I think I'll do that. No idea how to. But thank you so much for being part of it. The Adams Arms is now closing for the night, so that I can get some sleep and you can get some sleep, and we can all come back and do it again tomorrow when we're in a slightly better mood. Some of us. You've been brilliant, Rosie, but some of us have been a bit tipsy. Anyway, till I see you again. Be lucky. Lots of love.